Well, lucky for us, Zeke, we have plenty of Fortnite in front of us, and we get to tune in with one of our other favorite duos we want to see perform well this season. It's Cooper, it's Kanata, who are off to a pretty interesting tournament run so far. They are, I would say, in the middle of the upper half of the competition right now. Not doing great, not doing bad by any means, though. And this could be a game that's going to have a standout performance here, Tacos. They're already at 9 eliminations come in the midway point.
Definitely a strong start for this team in this lobby, but my primary concern is the fact that Kanata, Cooper, neither of them have full loadouts. Seems as though they've definitely struggled in terms of being able to maintain their white heels, probably because of the fact that they've been involved with so many engagements.
Yeah.
But at least they're winning them. 9 eliminations. It's just unfortunate that the teams that they're eliminating don't appear to have given them the resources that they probably should have been rewarded for after having gotten so many elims in the first place. But one thing that's really exciting about Kanata and Cooper is when you consider the factor that they're not just a new duo coming together, but also the fact that their initial drop spot at the Marigold was taken away right before they actually enter week 1 of the competition, right? So I think it's definitely been tough for Kanata and Cooper to essentially find their new drop spot identity. But once they do kind of lock that down, which I'm confident a duo as prominent as them will be able to eventually find, they're going to be, I think, quite the force to be reckoned with. But of course, that being said, for right now, their only focus seems to be on just trying to find some sort of refresh that'll give them the white heals that they need to continue farming up eliminations in this lobby.
That's a really good point. I think if you put their performance on a graph, the trajectory is moving in the right direction. We'll see what happens as they start, like you said, to really settle in and find their place here on the map. But Skittles and Trashy here, they play for some early high ground in Zone 7. They do seem to have the more dominant position. The tree separates them from the line of sight of the duo next door, so... Oh, I thought someone landed on Skittles for a second. I was like, what just happened? It's just Trashy coming back up to high ground right now.
How often do you think jump scares actually happen, though, with duos?
In-game?
For sure, like, just not expecting your teammate to just come up behind you. Quinn, seems like he found company he didn't want either in the low ground here. So many teams duking it out. Congestion rampant on this west side of zone.
You think of this, Mixon and Paco below the surge right now. Our EU duo jumping in. Love the wall take here. Will they go for the edit? No, the pre-edit instead. The quick finish there. Nicely done to keep them right in the game. I mean, that's how you do it, and that's really how you want to do it. Quick and easy. You need the big damage there. You really don't want to find a drawn-out battle, but you don't want to sit and burn your heals either. I really do like the proactivity we've seen come into motion right there.
And this is also crucial for Mixon and Paco, as they catch Ghouls a little bit on that rotation alongside his duo Tan-Man. But what I want to say is that Mixon and Paco, you have to remember, when they played Major 1 on EU, they didn't even qualify for their region's grand. So now that they're on vacation, as they say, and they're situated in Dallas on 0 ping,
Oh my gosh.
they're trying to qual in North America for their first grands of Chapter 5. But Bolts looking to try and shut that dream down for anybody that seems to encounter him. Nice elimination there.
Yeah, you're platforming up, you know, of course, the EU duo that touched down on the NA, but the action is really getting started right now as we're in the end game here. Kanata gets saved by Cooper here. Quick splash comes down to keep him alive. Zone's done a lot of damage to his duo, but they're at 12 elims here. Plenty of material here to go ahead and bounce back and find, really battle their way to a refresher. That will likely have to be what happens here shortly. Meanwhile, Paco and Mixon from no storm surge to high ground and height set up. Don't know how you turn that back around. That was a quick turn of events for them. Meanwhile, Cam and Aminished, the team that started off the first game hot in first place on the overall standings, has found its way down here. They have a lot of room to make up for, but look, you let your guard down for Mixon and Paco, and all of a sudden, another team snipes it. Just like that, Trashy and Skittles are now turning all focus here on the second height team.
Trashy and Skittles also going to be a menacing duo to try and take height from, given that they have that Cerberus medallion. Kanata, though, could care less. Raining terror on that secondary height. Flacco immediately pieced up by Kanata, but Kanata has lost Cooper in the process, so unfortunately, he'll be forced to continue the rest of this match as a solo. 13 eliminations in total, though, for this team. So 26 points off their elims alone. It's definitely a nice place to be, but you know Kanata, he always wants more.
That's definitely right, but the prize is in the details right here as Kanata has spotted out a few players. He's going to opt in to just go ahead and slow it down for a second, play the med kit here, buy him some time, allow the other players to distance themselves and maybe get into a fight, but on high ground, it shakes up again. Bolts and Bryce target the team up top, and then they get crushed out as Cam and Aminished fail to maintain height here. Paco and Mixon failed to maintain it as well, and I think, I was gonna say, I don't think that's gonna be the last of them as the battle just breaks out before we realize it. Bolts is taken out by the hands of Aminished. It does seem like they just had ego step right on in. Cam and company jump right back into the swing of things, and look at that. Plenty of heals here to bounce back, but the fact that he's holding on to it, Cam is telling us that he wants to play for the heal off, and he's willing to trade out his duo here in this endgame.
But Trashy still holding on to that Cerberus medallion, I believe. That aspect of agility saving him because he doesn't have many builds to work with. Still able to just dash forward, kind of hold on to his resources as long as possible as far as materials are concerned. Finds an opportunity. It's going to be onto Bryce, but needs to confirm the elimination, and he does. Now he just needs to make sure that he stays inside his zone, but doesn't actually get a chance to bow the rewards of that elimination aside from the 2 points. No refresh just yet. Trashy still in a tough spot, and sure enough, will finally get cleaned up on the low ground. Zero now in control of that aspect of agility, I believe.
Straight melts it down low, but Cam jumps down. This is the win condition. Cam has the win condition, and he is nearly tossing this game in the air at this point. I'm not sure why he would decide to do this, but hey, those sweet, sweet points are definitely all the more worth it. Luckily, it does seem like the teams that are on the edge of the storm do not have a means to survive for much longer. They bounce back a little too far. Yes, great hold here. Cam finds the elimination there, and it should just be a matter of moments before it's all over. Asuso, there it is. He's waded out to second place. I think he recognizes this is the run, and Cam and Aminished are just waiting this one out. Looking back here, all the time in the world, Cam's gonna go and hop back in, and Taco, this is a good game for Aminished and Cam. They really had to work for it as they fought their way back and forth for the high ground to go and close this one out.
Can we just talk about how rapidly this lobby thinned out, though? I feel like one moment we're scoping in onto Kanata and Cooper, and the next thing we know, it's just Cam and Aminished slam dunking from the high ground. A nice job as well. Cam definitely took a little bit more of a risky approach there, as you pointed out, with that drop to low ground, but that attempt to play Disruptor certainly panned out. When Geeky eliminated means that all the pressure was onto Soso and just nowhere left to run once Cam started sniffing him out.
Great game for Cam and Aminished. They wrap things up here, and that'll surely toss him on up. Zeke, what do you think about that one?